Florence Mary Lantine Welch was born on August 28, 1986. She's an English indie rock musician, songwriter, and singer who rose into fame as the lead singer of the band Florence and the Machine. Born in Camberwell, Florence became popularly known as the granddaughter of former deputy editor of the Daily Telegraph. With art being a passion for Florence, she's also fortunate to have Evelyn Welch as her mother. Her mother is also known as an American professor of Renaissance Studies and vice principal for Arts and Science at King's College, London. Her father, Nick Welch, on the contrary, works in advertising. Her British father, Nick, contributed a rock and roll element to the family mix. In his 20s, he used to live in a West End squat and attended the Squatters' Ball organized by Heathcote Williams, where the 101ers played regularly. A self-confessed frustrated performer, if Nick, as he put it, nudged Flo in any way, it's only been to listen to the Ramones rather than Green Day. Florence was educated at Thomas London Day School, then went to Allen's School, Southeast London, where she did well academically. Welch often got into trouble in school for impromptu singing. Welch has been diagnosed with dyslexia and dyspraxia. Following her meteoric rise to fame, she suffered about depression. Upon leaving school, Florence studied at Camberwell College of Arts before dropping out to focus on her music. Welch's fascination with terror and doom was intensified by the death of her grandparents within a few years of each other. At 10 years old, Welch witnessed her grandfather's deterioration, and her maternal grandmother, also an art historian, committed suicide when Welch was 14. According to BioTrue Story, Welch's big break came in December 2006. Drunk at the Soho Revenue bar in London, Welch cornered host Mairead Nash of the DJ duo Queens of Noise in the bathroom and sang to her, Etta James, "Something's Got a Hold on Me." A week later, the Queens of Noise invited Welch back to open for their club that night. Florence and the Machine initially consisted of Welch, her friend Isabella Machine Summers, and a drunken kit, and ended up becoming a 7-piece band by 2009. In 2007, Welch recorded with the band Ash Hot, which released an album with the earliest version of her song Happy Slappy, later renamed Kiss with the Fist, and made a hit. Shortly after the release of the album, Welch resigned from Ash Hot. According to Florence and the Machine, as for the machine, it's a flexible beast. It can go right down to Florence and a drum kit or a piano, but right now it's a 7-piece band including long-term collaborators Rob Aykroyd, guitar, Chris Hayden, drums, Isabella Summers, keyboards, and Tom Monger, harp. I've worked with most of them for a long time and they know my style. Known the way I write, they know what I want. Florence and the Machine released their debut album Lungs in the United Kingdom on July 6, 2009. The album was officially launched with a set at the Rivoli Ballroom in Brooklyn, Southeast London. It peaked at a number 1 in the UK and number 2 in Ireland. As of 6th of August 2009, the album had sold over 100,000 copies in the UK, and by August 10th, it had been a number 2 or 5 consecutive weeks. The band's second album, Ceremonials, was released on the 31st of October 2011. It debuted at number 1 at the UK album charts and number 6 on the US Billboard 200. On the 12th of January 2012, Florence and the Machine were nominated for 2 Brits Awards, with the awards ceremony taking place on the 21st of February at the O2 Arena, London. On the 26th of April, the band released Breath of Life, a song which was recorded on the official theme song for the film Snow White and the Huntsman. On the 5th of July, a remix of Spectrum by Scottish musician Calvis Harris was released as the 4th single for Ceremonials, becoming the band's first UK number 1 hit. In January 2011, Welch worked with rapper Drake on material for his upcoming record, and in July 2012 suffered a vocal injury that caused her to cancel 2 European festival performances. According to a Reuters article published in the Vancouver Sun, Welch said, "It's finally happened. I've lost my voice. Seriously, it felt like something snapped. It was very frightening." The band did, however, a significant amount of touring while writing and recording for some Ceremonials. Florence states that she writes her songs best when she's drunk or has a hangover, because that's when the freedom of the feral music comes creating itself wildly from the fragments gathered in her notebooks and in her head. You're lucid, she explains, but you're not only there. You're floating through your own thoughts and you can pick out what you need. I like those weird connections in the universe. I feel that life's a consistent acid trip, those times when things keep coming back. Florence herself is a mass of contradictions. She is tough, yet she's terrified, a bundle of nerves and passion, of darkness and pure joy. I feel things quite intensely, which is why the music has to be so intense. I'm either really sad or really happy. I'm tired or completely maniac. That's when I'm at my most creative, but it's also dangerous for me. I feel like I could write some good songs or break some hearts, or tables, or glass. When discussing her fashion style, Welch said that for the stage, it's the Lady of Shalott meets Ophelia, mixed with scary gothic Bat Lady. In real life, I'm kind of prime. Welch has become noticed for her red curls and a style that has been described as daring but nonchalant. As a teenager, she read fashion magazines more often than music magazines. Early in her music career, she dressed in a tomboy style. Huffington Post's entertainment article quotes her as telling a reporter that I am pretty obsessed with Stevie Nicks from her style to her voice. I like watching her on YouTube and her old performances, the way she moves and everything. Welch can sometimes be seen in concert paying homage to Nick's famous billowing stage dress. She later sings in a song, Sweet Nothing by Calvin Harris, showing her as a man in the beginning of the music video and then later on showing her as a woman, revealing clothing. Florence and the Machine are recently on tour making their way to Poland and then into New York. Some of my favorite songs written by the band are Breath of Life, Cosmic Love, and lastly, Sweet Nothing by Calvin Harris featuring Florence and the Machine.